Okay, people, this won't be going public because part of my rehabilitation is to identify and work with the people who are going to get my life back together. As you can see, I've been crying. But the tears are therapy. It's cleansing. It's helping me to make the decision about where I go from here. This has been 8 years of hell after the death of my mother. The fact that I was given an idea of what was to come when a total stranger prayed for me at the home of my Auntie Melly, since deceased, when I went for my son's wedding. All my stories are logged online, and that's why I can't afford to lose some of those stories in my WordPress, Google My Business. Those are paid for. So I'm working with those who know best to help me repair and restore. I have work to do leading up to my husband's 100th birthday, and I'm praying and hoping we will be able to celebrate that, and I will be in a better frame of mind already for the next 30 years of my life. Yeah, as soon as my duty here to my husband is done, I'll be moving on. I don't think I can bear to be in this country where I have contributed so much. And when I looked at the paper this morning, front page, with Duchess Kate, yeah, talking about children's mental health. Now, what about my mental health? What about the fact that I contributed to the Daily Express Mental Health Research, or Daily Express Mental Health Crusade? My stories are out there, and instead of me getting the support I need, my stories and the images that I've used was used to make me a victim. 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment. When I did not become that, I was pushed over the edge by those involved from the judiciary of England and Wales, the criminal justice system, the Crown Prosecution Service. Yeah? Hence, why I am having a meeting with Housing for Women. Yeah? How did it come to this, people? How did it come to this? See, I'm not crying anymore. This is my repair. This is my healing. I will not succumb to dying of a broken heart like my granny did after the murder of her only son, Tira Chambers. I'm going to be strong like my mother, my granny's daughter, who must have picked up the resilience from her father. Because when my sister Giovanni died in his arms, he was already stricken with stomach cancer. Yeah? And My brother, Ballis, was left with my dead sister, whilst my grandfather went to get my granny, my father, and my mother from the Townhead Baptist Church. And my brother said, when they came, Gang was crying, Papa was crying, Mama did not cry. And that was her life. I've never seen my mother cried. But when Miss Connie told me her story, January 2014, Miss Connie told me of a mother who would come and sit and cry and talk about the life she had, cutting the dead flesh from my father's body. Yeah? Cutting the dead flesh from my father's body. My granny and my father died a month apart. My other granny lived 10 years after the death of my father. I've known my granny buried some of them. I was at Uncle Aritas' funeral. I was at my Auntie Temper's funeral, who died. She was fasting. She was this short. She was fat. And she was a black. That's the memory I have of Auntie Evadne, a.k.a. Temper. Because Dad used to take us. Dad used to take us on pilgrimage. So us would be the younger ones. Me, my brother Amley, and Irvin. Every year, annual pilgrimage to Goshen, St. Elizabeth, where he was born. My only regret now is that I never visited the cave where my auntie used to live. Maybe I'd have some more memories to understand why, when I did not become 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment, I am now to become 600,000 older people in the UK say they leave their homes once a week or less, to where now housing for women threaten me with taking me to court and evicting me. Does anybody know who the hell I've been through? Yeah? Does anybody know the hell that I can write a homemade book? Or homemade books? This is it. Newscaster. And on the date Sky News came, Juna Sullivan take one of my homemade books to develop as a teaching and learning tool. Anywhere you go on YouTube, pedagogy. Where does this pedagogy come from? Yeah? From my studies at the Open University. From my homemade books. And now I have people coming in here. Whether she's the Hermine Cameron or she's parading. Yeah? Where will it end? I'm not putting it out there. I'm going to send it to my brother so he can edit or do whatever he pleases with it. I've been barred. Because for my own safety, for the safety of my husband, for everything, why did it take this person or my daughter-in-law to understand the nature of the danger I was in? Because nobody was listening to me. They were so busy making sure I evolve into this mad woman. How can a mad woman be portrayed across the world on the face of Windrush 70? And then this woman who has been on Sky News, who has been in the paper, and then Barclays turn around and do it again. Richard Harty can kick me out of university after I applied for the funding when my brother said, go to university, repair your health. But why did my brother say I should hide the fact I was going to university till I'm finished? Something went wrong somewhere along the line. Yeah? I will send this to my brother for him to have a see and understand that all he's done is catch a little here and catch a little deer and think he's the authoritarian about the family history. No, you're not, brother. You are not. And until you accept what you have done to your sister. What time I first race?
2:30.
All right, for me, I have to go do shopping. Okay? So, okay, Pops, we're moving on, okay? So this is what I'm left doing now. Making sure, go put his bet on, do what I can for him, but it shouldn't have been here. We shouldn't be here. 8 years of our lives gone down the pan. He's traumatized. Yeah? He's traumatized to the point where I'm getting assaulted. Sad indeed. And then if anything happens, they'll be coming here to blame me. So I make sure everything is on record.